So many people have been telling me, I can't wait for 2021 to be over. I just want it to be over. It's been the worst year. Do you ever have those moments, right? You probably had that moment last year where you're just feeling like nothing is going well, nothing is going as you would want it, and you might as well just think about the future because the present is just not happening. And I even started to look at the numerology for 2022, sort of feeling the repercussions of that and just wondering, is there something better around the road? Because this feels challenging. But how do we deal with it in that moment when it feels challenging and like nothing is going our way? Like, how do we take the best advantage of that and feel better inside? And thank you so much for joining this Facebook Live. My name is Avital. I am known as a healing breakthrough facilitator. And let's see what we can break through right now when it comes to things just not going our way and everything getting messed up. And, I spent like probably about March through May, mostly meditating and kind of considering how I want to change my life and planning the future. A lot of people took a step back during 2020 when they were in lockdown. I didn't take as big of a step back until this winter and spring. And now I'm in like go mode. I'm set into motion of the things that I want to do. And I'm hitting all of the roadblocks now and kind of wondering maybe it was better if I just stayed home and was meditating instead of trying to make all these things happen when it's almost like it's not trying to happen or it's not as big as I might envision. And really this year 2021, when you look at numerology, it is about change. It is about so much going on. It is opportunities for growth, for seeing life in a new way. And last year helped trigger that. But we also have to remember that we're still coming out of a pandemic. There are parts of the world that have still been in lockdown, and it takes time to recover from that. And we're lucky that things are getting better and not worse in response to the pandemic. That is a really, really great thing. And this is just a time for patience and allowing things to take however much time they need to get to the places that we envision our lives to be at. I've had another funny one. I ordered a new laptop last Thanksgiving for Black Friday. I actually received it in February. They kept changing the dates, and then all of a sudden it just showed up at my door 2 months before it was supposed to come, and it didn't work. And I have requested a replacement laptop. The latest message I got is that I am not receiving it until August. August. I mean, we're looking at 3/4 of a year for me to get a working laptop. Like crazy, but that's a common scenario, right? Last year it started, and then this year some of that is continuing. I went on a trip on Memorial Weekend, kind of coming out of this silent time, and I took a group of friends on this trip, and it was like all these things were going wrong, like nothing was going our way, but everything actually ended up working out better. It was really interesting. Like the things that the situations got changed to ended up being wonderful situations. I mean, we were camping and we couldn't get back to our campsite because of an accident on the road until the next day. Or we could have driven 5 hours through the mountains to get to our campsite. And this is evening, we're hungry. Not everyone had even set up camp yet. So some of us were there the night before. But everything that happened from that moment, it's like all of a sudden we got to go to a comedy show. And then this lady offered for us to stay in her home. And then I found out that she wants to move to the exact little town that I lived in on the coast of Oregon. So I got to talk to her about that. And then the next morning we ran into all these fun things to do in town while we were waiting to be able to make it back to our campsite. And that's part of when things aren't going our way, it's having that flexibility. right? So you can either take the notion that I did for 3 months, where I was mostly just home meditating, right? If you don't meditate, I mean, it's a great time to read, to watch movies, to kind of have a lot of individual plans where you're not reliant on the outside world cooperating with what you're trying to manifest and make happen. And then the other side is if you feel driven to do something, it's to be flexible. It's to see how maybe it's actually working out better than you imagined, like it did at my Memorial Day trip. But like for people in businesses, you want to take action, you want to see results, you want to make things happen. Well, I imagine that these are all stepping stones for something even better. So if things don't all come into alignment now, you're gaining visibility, you're creating planning, you're creating a framework. I'm hiring a team to help support me. So I'm developing the team, like that's working out really well. So this is a great time for that planning, right? And that initial creating phase as well, for exploring and experimenting. As I'm working with them and sort of throwing different things at them, I get to see how the assistants respond and what could we do better in the future, right? So change, juggling, experimenting, go on adventures, have fun. I started this whole new community, the Dewdrop community, and we're just planning lots of fun events. So you can come with us and have fun. Of course, be flexible because not everything might work out as we planned. But we have the power to make these things happen if we want. And just so you know, those events, some of them are online, most of them are in Denver. But you can go to the Denver Conscious Fun Facebook group or the meetup. And Denver Conscious Fun Community is the term you want to search for. And I'll put a link below the video. And then you'll be able to join that group. And then you can partake in the conversations in there and the events that are happening. You can also actually go to my calendar, avitalmiller.com/calendar. So I'll put that link in here as well. And that's where you'll see those fun events. So have fun this year. Don't worry too much about the attachment to results. Be open-minded a little bit more with what is going to show up, and just relax. Just do whatever you can to keep your sanity through these challenging times, and reach out to me if you want support of how to keep your sanity during these times. And many blessings to you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.